Now, I did rebuke him by the Spirit. I did. I said, no, I don't know what you're talking about.
And I rebuke your rebuke.
That's so rude. Okay, let's go with it. We are live. So, you're like one of those pigeons that gets close to the nature cameras. All right, y'all. So, we're doing something a little bit different today. We're going to mix things up. This is not going to be staged or scripted. We are doing real life. And I thought I'd bring you into the kitchen with me of God's perfect size. I think it's time to move us from just the podcast style of content and me teaching and crying on camera and pouring out my guts to just being in real life with me. I want us to have that moment of bringing the spiritual in with the physical so that it becomes a more rounded picture for you. So I'm gonna show you for reals, what I'm doing behind the scenes, what I'm eating, what my goals are. Today we're entering into a new era. So this is my son. Your name is?
Solomon.
No, your handle.
Christ in Craft.
Let me get you a mic. Okay, go get mic'd so they can hear you. So this is Christ in Crafts, and not this. This is nothing. This is my son over here. He's getting mic'd up so that you can hear him better.
Is it on?
But he is, I think it is.
Hey, Chad, how are we feeling?
He's a little weird, and it's my favorite thing about him.
You raised me.
You're welcome. Y'all are welcome. This is what we do. You let us procreate, and we brought this. And Jesus shaped it and formed it into what he wanted it to be. So
Ain't it beautiful?
talk to him. It is so beautiful. So he was talking to me. I've been telling him about my goals at 55. Y'all, I've been doing the same things, I don't know, since my early 20s when I first started walking. I have been one of those just super low cardio girls forever. I don't know what super low means, but like I was never a fitness chick. I was never a fitness guru. I was happy to just walk around the house without huffing and puffing. Like that was my level of exercise. And all through my 30s and 40s, I was able to maintain my weight just walking and maybe playing tennis and doing those things. But now it's not working. And so I have been changing up what I eat. And what I eat is focused on just real whole foods. You know that based on the podcast. Like y'all know, I'm scared of Frankenfoods. I try not to do a lot of things that are highly processed. And that's only in recent history. I do have, y'all, my house is fully stocked from like Azure. So I buy like a lot of nuts, seeds, popcorn. My family does eat some rice, so it will look like wild rice blend organic. Like those are all the things I do. Quick meals for me, this is fast food in my house. Like you pop a can open of some salmon or some tuna fish, and I always have eggs, boiled eggs. That's gonna be a meal. Like that's some fast food. That's as fast as it's gonna get.
Bada bing, bada boom.
There you go. So today though, it's going to be probably the most processed you're going to see me eat because I need a quick hit of protein. So this new era for me. My son said, Mom, you need to get into the gym. Now, I did rebuke him by the Spirit. I did. I said, no, I don't know what you're talking about.
And I rebuke your rebuke.
That's so rude. But the thing is I hear his wisdom. He's saying, you got to preserve your muscle. You got to lift heavy. And I know sarcopenia is a real thing, especially in menopause. Y'all know I'm there. You've seen the flames. You've seen the smoke. You've seen the ash. You know I'm there. So because I'm in that phase of life, I do have to preserve what muscle I have left. Because for me, even as I'm on a weight loss journey, if I'm not careful, I will burn as much or more muscle trying to lose the fat, and it's muscle I most likely can't get back. You ain't gotta shake your head, yes. I mean, so what I'm doing is I'm going to have this is processed food for me. I don't eat by anybody's definition. I don't have a label. I do try to stick to whole single ingredient foods. That's my personal conviction. I'm a little terrified of Frankenfoods at this stage of my life. I'm a little terrified of all the ingredients I can't get in nature. I can't read. I need a PhD to understand. Like I'm scared of that. So what I'm gonna do is throw together a quick protein breakfast. I'm gonna polish off this. There's about maybe a fourth of it of the liquid egg whites. I'm gonna polish off those, put a real egg or two in there because I'm not scared. I'm not afraid of egg yolks. I think they're nutritious. That's me. I'm standing on that. And then because I told you today is my highly processed food day, or at least this particular meal because I got to get to the gym, I'm going to have 2 slices of this uncured Black Forest ham. Now, it says it has no nitrates and no nitrites and all of that jazz. I would prefer real ham. I have none. Like, unless you bring me an Easter ham, I got none. So I'm gonna eat that. I'm gonna eat these egg whites. And then for my veggie, my meals are real simple. This is why I don't do what I eat in a days anymore, because I eat meat and a vegetable. My carb choice is usually gonna be a vegetable. I don't eat a lot of fruit right now, only because, not because I don't like it, not because I'm afraid of it, not because I think it's all bad and evil. God made it. I don't think it's evil. But here's the thing. If my body has to choose between burning carbs or burning body fat, I'm gonna choose the body fat. Let it eat the thighs. That's all I'm saying. Just let it eat the thighs. And we can reintroduce some fruit later, but right now I'm gonna need it to concentrate and snack on some body fat. So I'm offering up the body fat for the meal. So that's why I am limiting the carbohydrates, because they're healthy. You don't need them necessarily, but God made them for energy to keep us alive. And so in that case, if all you have is some carbohydrates, you do need them, because that's your fuel source depending on where you are in the world watching this. For me, I have a lot of protein and I tend to have the limited carbs because I don't want the carbs to get in the way of burning my body fat. I'm offering myself up. So Lord, burn this body fat. So this is what we're doing today. So let me show you what I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna not do a cooking video, but I am gonna show you the polished plate. Here we go. Are you about to make your smoothie?
Indeed I am. I have no idea how to do it though.
Y'all, if you were in this kitchen, this is how you know that I do most of the cooking. I said, get out the blender so you can make your protein smoothie, because it's what he wants. And usually I make the smoothies. He brought me the carafe.
What do you mean? That's the blender.
That's the carafe. You need zzz, plug
That's
it
what
in.
that's for.
That's holding the contents. Where's the power, the base?
Uh-oh. It's a great question, friend. It's a great question.
Don't judge my parenting skills. Don't judge him. Like, I tried. He's been in the kitchen with me since he was little. You know you need. The base would not be in the dishwasher. Look down there. Look in the bottom of the cabinet. You gotta have power to blend this. Oh, you keep peeking at the people because they're watching you. They're judging you.
No, don't judge me, guys,
Don't
please.
judge Christ and Crafts. Listen, he's a good man. There you go. He loves the Lord. He just can't make you a smoothie right now.
I can cook you up a nice sermon though.
You can cook up and see, but they might want some physical food too
Nah.
while you're serving up the spiritual food.
If they're watching this video, we're all fasting.
Y'all heard that. You're in a season of fasting. Okay, what you're having in your smoothie. You're gonna
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into it. Today we're gonna have some, I believe, what we call grass-fed whey supplement protein powder.
And some whole
It
milk.
is 33 grams of protein per scoop, I believe. And it's gluten-free, soy-free, hormone-free. And it has 7.4 G BCAAS. Not a clue what that means.
I can tell you that.
This was not cheap.
It's not the most expensive one. You can get this one on Amazon. But I do try to always look for grass-fed and cleaner ingredients. And I mean, this was your budget, so I tried to steer you in the best direction possible.
So what do I need? Just put some half and half in there?
You probably want a little whole milk. A little half and half will make it creamier. A scoop, some ice. If you want it sweet.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if I were making it, I would put in some vanilla. So I would grab vanilla. Do I know where I think I used it in my coffee last. So you can pour some in a cap, some organic vanilla. And then I use, it's not going to be super sweet, but I use like a scoop of allulose because that is the sweetener of my choice. I use allulose. So it's not super sweet. It's only going to like give you a mild
That's okay.
sweetness. That's what I tend to use in my coffee, just because it doesn't wreck your gut. What else do I have? That's it.
That's all I need. Let's do it.
Okay. And by let's, you mean you.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I got to whip up some egg whites.
It's okay. Just one scoop? I see you. Never mind.
Yep. So what I'm going to do is I put some real grass-fed butter in my pan. I greased my cast iron with that. It's not fully seasoned. The cast iron pan is not fully seasoned. A whole scoop. I know. The scooper is big. Like, I was shocked. And put the liquid in first. Y'all know, if you don't put the liquid in first, it's gonna clump to the bottom when you pour the liquid on top of the powder. So I put the liquid in first and kind of shake it and mix it around before. I do a pre-blend before the blend. All right, let me get these eggs going. I'm gonna put some pink Himalayan salt in the pan.
How much should I put?
How much should you what?
How much should I put of everything?
Okay. It depends on how creamy you want. Hold on, I gotta be mom for a second. Depends on how creamy you want it. Like, I would put the milk right up to here, like right there.
Okay.
This first large line, couple ounces or milliliters. Probably like 30 milliliters, 40. Yep. No, you got carried away. Okay. So there's that. Then you put your powder in and then put your vanilla in. And you can put a splash of cream or heavy cream because you wanted a little more fat this morning. I'm gonna...
A splash of vanilla, a splash
I might
of...
have 2 eggs.
I'm just gonna fill the cap and pour it in.
Okay. 2 eggs and egg whites. We're not moving at anybody's high speed.
Splash of...
I like the muttering in the corner. The vanilla, the splash of vanilla.
I put that in.
Okay. And then you're gonna want to grab the allulose and put a scoop in there.
What if I put some creatine in it?
You can put creatine in it. It'll give it like a slightly off flavor. All right, let's get these egg whites in the pan with these 2 eggs.
How much of this do I put?
This is my pre-gym breakfast, y'all.
Hour?
No, hour, not hour. You trying to come for my eggs?
Hour?
No, I didn't want us to do that. That's your dad on the phone. Go call Dad.
Okay.
You want an egg?
Yeah.
Brother, you didn't mention you wanted an egg.
I came up with the whole breakfast. You copied me.
I copied you, but I didn't know I was making it.
No, we're in this together
This
now,
is
friend.
real life. This is how things are working around here. I didn't know I was making us both.
Is this too much?
No, you need 2 of those. Allulose is not sweet, so just 2 spoonfuls. It's literally not going to taste like you have much sugar. Where's the trash bag?
I'm not sure. Look at that. We all have eggs now.
Look at that. We all have eggs.
What a blessing.
I really wanted to make a different meat this morning, but we don't have that.
Grams, serving size. I think I'm just going to scoop it and hope for the best.
Yeah, there's a scooper in there.
Just pour?
Yes, and some ice. You want it cold? Just like put 2. That's enough. Put like 2 or 3 ice cubes in it. You don't have to make it like a milkshake.
And now just turn it on.
Yes. I'm burning the eggs.
That's okay.
But
I got this.
You got this. I just did it. You got this.
I got this.
I'm gonna heat this ham. Babe, there's only like 2 slices. We each get 1. We're on a budget meal today.
That's okay.
I got like 1 tablespoon left. Okay, we're living real life together and I'm showing you really behind the scenes. I'm not pulling out a fancy plate. I'm not plating it up. I'm not plating it for aesthetics. I got a paper plate. I'm gonna eat this on a paper plate. And I'm gonna run to the gym. And no, I don't always run to the gym. This is a new thing for me. I typically will hop on my rebounder, which I can show you in the living room. But yeah, but today, since my son has me moving in the goal of lifting heavier to preserve muscle and to build muscle and strength so that I age with some muscle, that's what we're doing. All right, on my plate, I have 1 scoop left, but my farm order is not due until Tuesday of this week, and today is Thursday. So I get an order from the Amish farm, and this is sauerkraut. I always eat about 1 to 2 tablespoons of sauerkraut. I'm gonna save that little bit to try to make a batch, but I eat a little bit of sauerkraut every day for good gut health. I drink a shot of kefir for gut health, and then I'll show you. Let me just talk less and show you. All right. That was a quick breakfast. Like, that literally took less than 10 minutes.
I told you.
This was the move. I need a trash bag. Let me put that back. This is just some pink Himalayan salt. I either shake it into my pan or pinch it. I'm going to have a little piece of avocado, a little healthy fat this morning. About that much. I don't know how much that is. Maybe 1/6 of the avocado. Put that on my plate. And this is my finished breakfast. I eat a little more in the mornings and I eat a little less in the evening.
And this is my protein shake.
Looks like a jar of milk. You did great.
Thank you.
I did steal a scoop of his protein powder this week and I made it and it was like ice cream and I got all excited and shaky and really thrilled with the whole process. And then
It's easier than cooking. It's easier than cooking.
It is easier than cooking. I was tired, y'all. That day I was really tired and I needed like another hit of protein and I was like, let me just tiptoe to the kitchen and sneak into his protein powder, and I did, and it was good. I made a chocolate. I have some cacao powder, and I did that with a little allulose, a pinch of sea salt, some whole milk. Usually I'll use the milk from the Amish farm, and I made that in the blender, and it was delightful. It was like a milkshake. Then I realized quickly, this is probably not something I can have on tap all the time because my brain said, ooh, milkshake, let's make these every day for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And Holy Spirit said, no, you won't, ma'am. No, you won't, ma'am.
Not in my kitchen.
All right, so let me come closer and show you what I'm having for breakfast. Be prepared to be underwhelmed. Just lower your expectations. So here we are. I have ham, 2 eggs, a bunch of egg whites I didn't measure, a little tablespoon over here of fermented sauerkraut, truly fermented sauerkraut, and then a little bit of avocado. This is my breakfast. I know other people, they go to the gym and they have those nice little skimpy pre-workout meals. That ain't me. I'm gonna eat this. I'm gonna eat all of this. And then I'm gonna pray that I don't get a stomach cramp at the gym. But I will have some energy. And so this is my breakfast. And then probably in a half hour to an hour, we're gonna head to the gym. All right, so here we are. I'm sitting down, and then I do want to show you like what it looks like as I live out God's perfect size. It's not about being a label, it's about obedience. And so when I do, would you put that in the fridge?
Yes.
When I live this out for me, because food has always been like a, that thorn in my side of not the food itself, but my appetites, if I'm not careful, will rage out of control and I will sin against God. And I don't want to do that. And I choose not to do that. And every day I wake up and make a new choice not to do that. And so for me, if I look at it as a diet and I fall off the diet wagon, that gives me permission to stay off the diet wagon. And so that's why I don't do diets. I do obedience. God's perfect size is obedience. So every day I sit down and I look to the Father and I set my obedience with him. What am I doing? Go to that chair. Are you coming to eat breakfast with me?
Yes. No, it's just the camera angle.
Okay. So anyways, I'm in the wrong place. That's why you need a producer for the show. I need water too. Do I even have water? Hey, Christ and Crafts. Can I get some agua?
Suppose.
So anyways, I'm going to pray out loud today. I don't just shout my prayers to the rooftops. I mean, we are a family that prays before our meals together. But I'm going to pray loud enough for you to hear so that you know my mindset when I sit down to eat and how I pray. Are you ready to eat, or are you going to stand up and drink over there?
Stand up and drink over there.
Okay, so I'm just going to sit here and talk to myself because that's awkward and lovely. So that's what I'm going to do.
God, Jesus.
I got Jesus. All right. So when I sit down to eat, what I want to do is glorify God in the way that I eat, in the way that I serve him with my body. So I just give thanks out loud because that's the model that Jesus taught us, that he broke bread and he thanked the Father. So before I break this non-bread meal, I'm going to thank the Father. So Lord, thank you for providing for us. Thank you for giving us exactly what we need every day, for just being so merciful to us and waking up to your mercies that are new every morning. God, I pray that you would set my heart right around eating this meal, that help me to see you, that I would eat to your glory. And I pray that if the enemy is here to tempt me, I command you to leave in the name of Jesus. Father, I thank you that obedience comes through your spirit, that I'm filled with spirit. Bless this meal. Let it be a nourishment to my body and not to bring it harm. And Father, I thank you that I have this opportunity to serve you, even with my fork. In Jesus' name, amen. That's it. That's what it looks like to start praying. And then I literally focus on the kinds of prayers that I pray, because if I feel especially tempted before I sit down to eat, I will know that maybe either my flesh is really loud that day or the enemy's on the scene. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's my flesh or if it's the enemy's presence. I'm going to pray. I'm going to tell it to leave. I'm going to submit myself before the throne of mercy, and I'm going to eat. Now, because I don't like chewing sounds, we're not going to do this part. Like, you're not going to get a mukbang. I'm not going to do that. So you'll catch me next in the car on the way to the gym. Right, we're on the way to the gym. Y'all pray for me. I don't normally do this, but I have to start lifting. Pray I'm consistent. Like, pray this becomes an obedience thing for me, and I just obey God and see it as a way to care for my temple as I'm aging. And the good thing is I don't have to drive. Like, I don't have to.
Gotta roll in.
I just gotta. My chair is like at a 90-degree angle. Like, this is just so intense right now. Let me just lean back and relax.
Gotta stay locked in.
This is way too much locking in.
No.
All right, I'll catch y'all in the gym. You might see snippets because I don't know that we're allowed to film there. Are we allowed to film there? No, I might sneak a picture, but no, I don't think we're allowed to. Yeah, I can take a picture. So I don't think we're allowed to film there, but I'll keep you posted on the journey. So I still haven't showered or done all the things I need to do because I'm hungry. Like, I'm ravenously hungry. So what I'm gonna do is take you down to the garden because I'm making like a cheeseburger salad for lunch/dinner. I typically eat twice a day. I've been working really hard to try to get a third meal in just so I can get enough protein. But listen, it is what it is. I'm gonna try my best. I'm not sure a third meal will happen, but what will happen is some kind of protein coffee or protein drink that I can get the last bit of protein in. The thing is, it's interesting to be older. Wait a minute, y'all. I think the baby foxes are out here. Dear Lord, don't let them eat me, because I really want to eat my burger. I don't want to be a burger. Okay, so anyways, we're outside because I need to make a protein salad. And I don't know if I told you, but I have a garden. So I'm going to flip the camera and show you the garden. Anyways, I was telling you about the garden. I came over here to grab some romaine lettuce, which is growing in the garden. Yes, I know it looks weird that we have all this mesh, but the squirrels kept ripping out all of my plants. And so we replanted these dozens of times, and they've been killing all the things by playing in the dirt. And so this is kind of this is my garden, and this is where, over here is my husband's project where he's building kind of a basketball court for the family. But anyways, so yeah, the base of the lettuce for my cheeseburger salad comes from the garden. I love this time of year where I can just come and grab romaine lettuce and make a salad. This is my whole like herbal tea area where I have lots of different mints: peppermint, spearmint, apple mint, all the mints, and then a couple herbs like elecampane. I will use that in a cup of tea for the flu if like my kids need something for congestion, to treat congestion. So this is my garden. Finally done. I went to the garden, grabbed some lettuce, and this is my dinner. It's about almost 4 o'clock. It's like 10 till 4 in the afternoon. I'm usually done eating by 5 o'clock because I feel like that is how I sleep best. That's how I feel best. So I'll show you what I have on my plate. So I have 2 burgers. Actually, before I show you the burgers, these are the Kirkland brand 100% grass-fed beef patties, 80-20. You can like drain some of that fat out of there. But I have 2 of these because that's going to give me like 50 grams of protein. These puppies hold on forever. And I'm just having them on a bed of lettuce. I'll eat everything on this plate. Half a pickle, onions, there's like a half an ounce of, oh my gosh, what cheese is it? Colby Jack cheese. I grated it on there because it's not a lot of cheese and I have to keep that in control. Like I just have to portion control that. But yeah, this is what it looks like. That's my dinner, and then I'll have a sparkling water. I've been drinking my water by the glass. I have some mayo, ketchup, and mustard on the burger, and a little bit of red onion. That's it. That's my meal. If I have anything else later today, it will most likely be a protein decaf coffee, and I'll show you the brand I use. Sometimes I just like a little warm drink before bed that is coffee or tea related. So I'll have, I know, don't tell me all about the toxins in coffee. Listen, I've done the best I can, and I understand decaf, but this is the brand I use. I love it, and so I'll have a glass of this with a little bit of collagen, probably like another 20 grams of protein in my coffee before bed, and that's all she wrote. Like, that's all she wrote for the day. My life is simple and on repeat. I do this all the time, nearly every day. I literally eat burgers almost every day, every other day. My family's tired of it sometimes. I'm committed. I'm in it to win it, y'all. I want to get the best bang for my protein buck, and I want to get the food in and be done. I don't want to have to think about it again. So I get my calories and my protein all in one shot, and I call it good. And so that's all I have for you. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for taking the journey out of the podcast space and into the kitchen with me. Let me know if you want to see more of this. Let me know if you like this type of content and if you really want to see how I'm living out God's perfect size. It's not perfect, but we serve a God who is. And remember, you are God's perfect size. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.